Hello, Professor Bright here. Welcome back to the Sunless Sea. Last time we stopped in the middle of speaking to our crew, mostly to give me a chance to buy all the stuff that we will need to finish speaking with our crew. I've succeeded in mostly doing that. This one, the brisk campaigner, requires mute salt in order to speak to her. I have no idea where you're going to get mute salt from. Um, I wouldn't actually know. I assume an island that we haven't visited, maybe, might have mute salt, but we have enough to speak to everybody else. It was really just a matter of supplies. Now, let's start by speaking to the genial magician. We could ask bluntly about his hook, but that seems a little bit rude. So instead, we're going to ask how a magician came to be an engineer. After a meal of salt pork and a glass of good Greyfields. A drained glass. He gestures carefully with his hook. It makes card tricks difficult, but we know about mechanisms, we magicians. My specialty was mirrors, but there are principles in common. It was a good start, and I found that I needed to go to sea. Why is that? Because, citizen, someone owes me a hand. Once a friend, now an enemy. I am looking for a weapon to use against them. If, once we find it, I may have a favor to ask you. Okay. So we have to find a serpent image to continue the story, and they can be found in Irem, which is way on the eastern edge of the map. It might be a while before we finish this guy's story. And next officer, the Carnelian Exile. We could invite her to dine with us, and ask her to remove her glasses. You'll need to tempt her with the very finest gossip of the Z. Or we could ask her to dine with us, but not ask her to remove the glasses. I think we'll have to invite her to dine with us, and ask her to remove the glasses. Just because I'm very curious, is she able to see or not? Could also ask her, but that requires At Last Salt's song, which, if I remember right, we had briefly when we passed into the east. Might end up going back there. But, for now, eyes unconcealed. She removes her glasses, folds them neatly, and places them on the table, then meets your eyes. Her own eyes are marvelously bright. The irises are amber, the whites seem to be flecked with gold. Yes, she says, I've been touched by the Dawn machine. I believe you already knew that, or you wouldn't have asked me to remove my spectacles. I might be wrong. In either case, nothing has changed, now that you know. We will still be wary of each other. She taps her thumb against her index finger. I am always the same, do you see? I do not change. I proceed on the same path I always have. I am only one choice, and I will be content only when I have no choice at all. Now, let's eat and talk. You promised me something special, and I will give you what little I can in return. Okay. We have choices. So we could protest. The journey is the destination. Each choice you make in future will depend on this one. The ship goes where the captain sails, and where the captain chooses to sail depends on where you've been. Or you could just say, oh, so it's like the predestination argument. If nothing has changed in response to your choice, then your choice was that upon. Okay, so it's whether or not choice matters. I will protest, but yeah, I do like this third option. For God's sake, all you wanted was a meal and a chat, and she's doing philosophy on you. It's good. I kind of find it entertaining, at least. Protest. The journey is the destination. Each choice you make in future will depend on this one. The ship goes where the captain sails, and where the captain chooses to sail depends on where you've been. So what's your counter-argument to that? Narrowed eyes. Perhaps, she says, perhaps our choices determine our heading, but at last, when the lamps go dark, there is only one direction. One day we'll go there together. She won't be drawn further. She picks up her knife and fork. Between mouthfuls, she tells you something of the starved men and their wars on the roof, the arts of flesh-shaping that they practiced and debated. I enjoyed this, she adds at the end of the meal. We should do it again, when you're ready to talk about salt. I am never going to be ready to talk about salt. Unless... Well. The Carnelian exile invites you to her cabin for dinner. We need to discuss a certain direction. I think the direction's going to be east. Well, it's a potentially interesting character. I trust her much less now than this sigil-ridden navigator, seeing as, Dawn Machine. Not good. The gunnery officer, though. The other option for our gunnery officer, though, the Presbyterate Adventuress. All's well, Captain. Do you need something? Oh, we certainly do. Captain's cabin, is it? All right, but I want a coffee sorbet for dessert. What? I like coffee sorbet. No sorbet, no dinner. Excuse me, something's caught fire again. Nice. Okay. A pleasant evening. Yes, I was in the Navy. Did you think I'd stolen the uniform? I retired before they threw me out. She grins and spoons more sorbet onto her plate. I'm older than I look. We're all older than we look to you people. Sorry, the Presbyterate causes people to age? Okay. Sorbet and arm wrestling. Well, I think I'll lose, but I'm willing to go and buy. Nope. Buy another sack. Actually, I want to pick up more fuel while I'm here. While I'm here and thinking about it. And a closely fought battle. You're strong, but she's stronger. She grins. I'll be old soon, but not yet. You spend a pleasant evening reminiscing and swapping tales. You learn a little about the Elder Continent, its sleeping forests, speaking tigers, mountain pilgrims. We're an acquaintance of hers. I'm curious, how far does it go? It could go further. Let's see more of her story, shall we? And maybe just pick up a few. Eventually our echoes will run out, but not before we find out all there is to know about her, I suspect. Invite her to dine with you a third time. One day I'll be tired of coffee sorbet, she smiles. Not today. A troubled evening. She's obviously distracted. Halfway through her dessert, she loses the thread of the conversation, snaps her spoon in half, apologizes, flings the spoon across the room, apologizes again, and pushes the rest of the sorbet away. Sorry, she growls. I can't concentrate. You know why? I'm getting old. My bloody father, you know what the College of Mortality is? Our very own elected hell. They choose our king. They tell us when to die. He cheated them. So now I'm getting old. She drains her glass. Old. Too old. I'll see you in the morning. She rises to her feet with uncharacteristic clumsiness and stumbles out, but not before you've seen the tears in her eyes. A boarding action. What the heck is this? A sudden boil of bodies at the rail. While your sailors were sighing over the sights of London, armed foreigners were slipping up the side of the ship. They wear tight-fitting dark uniforms and carry complicated multiplicities of blades. The Presbyterate Adventuress curses apologetically. Out of time, she says. Give her up. Assassins from the college. Yes, they're here for me. No, I didn't mention it. Yes, you're right to be cross. If you want to give me up, that's fair. She offers you her pistol. I'd listen to her, one of the assassins adds, in perfect English. This is a sacred duty. We'll pay you a sacred price. I am going to fight to preserve her. What's a gang of unexpected assassins between friends? Have at them. Yes, some success. A furious defense. The assassins fight fiercely and in near silence. Your crew sunders the silence with yells and shots, and the adventuress outdoes them all with whoops of fierce delight. At last you drive the assassins back over the side. They take to their coracles and wisp into the night. Your casualties are lighter than you'd feared. All right, the adventuress says, lowering her blade. All right. Oh, and thanks, she adds almost as an afterthought. So you want to talk about that? Ask the adventuress why you've been ambushed by assassins from her homeland. I owe you an explanation, don't I? Yes, I think you do. What I'm about to tell you is a deep secret, a college secret, but people have died. I owe you an explanation. None shall live 1,000 years. Okay. In the Presbyterate in the south, we're close to the mountain and far from the sun, so we could live forever were that permitted. It isn't. The law is, none shall live 1,000 years. My father made it to 1011, she grins with shamefaced pride. Good for him, bad for his children. The law for me is thou shalt not live 100 years. I'm out of time. That's why I left the Navy. The college will get to me, they always do in the end, and I can't keep letting other people die for me. She stands to go. You help me find a way to die well. In battle would do, or duel. I don't want to be, just shot by a pirate, eaten by a shark. I want people to talk after I'm gone. She offers you her hand. I'm sorry. That's a bit of a dark, depressing story. Huh. Well, on that note, on that dreadfully cheerful note, our plan is to explore the south of the sea. At least that was our original plan. The goal is to hit... Wow, let's actually unpack that for a moment. So... Wow. For the moment, I'm gonna just breeze past that, not to make light of it, but we'll just go past that. Past the fact that she's been around 100 years. That doesn't... What era does that put her in, actually? You know what, let me start the trip south. And then we'll see what we can do about this. So she's 100 years old. The year this takes place in is about the 1800s, mid-1800s. Mid to late 1800s. You'll find out in a moment. There it is, 1888. So she was 1788. Alright, so that's... Oof, Prussia's still around. America is a new country at that point. Well. That's kind of a depressing request. I want you to find me a good way to die. Wow. Thanks. But yes, our plan is to head south, head to the Command Canal, pick up our gift for the Pirate King, because I do want to get our dealings with them all taken care of. Then we'll go to the right, or go to the east, and eventually make it all the way to the Fathom King's Hold, trade in our stories, and get further in on our father's bones. A quick exploration of the shore. Remnants of a shipwreck. What washed up here? Ooh, yay. More supplies. Delightful. Wonderful. Oh, yes, of course. Get our little port report. I wonder if we'll manage to get to the Presbyterate then. I mean, she was Presbyterate adventuress. I wonder if there's an option there to save her somehow. I don't know. Maybe there isn't. There's been a few stories that might have had happier endings, but ended up kind of depressing. Actually, I'm curious. Let's try speaking to the sigil-ridden navigator now that we're at sea. No, he's still not a fan. We've got a doctor aboard. You just don't want to talk to us. It's fine. I wonder what's going to make him want to talk to us, though. Well, eventually. Eventually he'll talk. Man Canal. Have I never... Apparently I never discovered the Command Canal proper. Okay. Well, that's fixed now. I didn't stock up on torpedoes. Well, we'll be fine. I'm sure everything will be just fine. Nothing to worry about. Probably. Okay. And docking. I was told I can find a gift for the Pirate King. But we need more veil. veils. Well, what if I spoke to someone who could give us veils? Mirrors, no. Veils, perfect. 5 secrets. Well, that's how many we'll spend then. And try again. 37% chance. It's a little bit better. A gift for the Pirate King. That one looks like a surface sailor. Surely you could coax him into your ship. Guest writes. You can be charming when you exert yourself. You entice the surface sailor on board with promises of Z stories and neath delicacies, and bludgeon them over the head between courses. They fall gently into a bowl of sea lily soup. I'm sorry, but we are just the nicest people. So kind. You order your crew to take the prisoner below decks and lock them up. They comply quickly enough, but you see them shoot dark looks at each other out of the corner of your eye. Well, that was successful. Got a gift for the Pirate King. For he is the Pirate King. Ah, yes. But business as usual, gates open and shut, locks remain free from sabotage. Yes, this is the only safe place. And, ooh, a vision of the surface. I am really curious about what these lost fires they speak of are. But, where we're going to be heading next, I think it's going to have to be the Iron Republic. I'm going to do a coastal viewing, or a coastal trip, just to see if there's any more spots on the map for me to find. Burns a lot of extra fuel, I know, but I'm known to do that. And the Hecatorene's Arch. I have no idea what that would be. Actually, Greek myth, maybe? I'm not entirely sure, honestly. I mean, clearly parts of it... Oh, the Iron Republic. Yeah, some details imply that this is the underworld of Greek mythology, or Greek and Roman mythology. You know how the Romans basically copied the Greeks, basically. And I'm sure a proper historian will tell you otherwise, but I won't. I took enough history courses that I have a barely passable knowledge of history. At least from the Western perspective. Now, back at the Iron Republic, let's see what's new here, if anything. Because, you know, it's the Iron Republic. It's always a good time here. The Iron Republic could listen, apparently. If we had more terror. Thunder Tittering Artificer's Project. Oh yes, the prototype weapon needs 12 Devil Button dice and 7 Stygian ivory, of which I do not have. But I mean, prototype weapons... I want it, but I cannot have it. Compile our report. Cavalry Doctrine is open for business. And a little bit more in the way of hearts. Okay. On days such as this, the market is filled with crucified dragons and laws in waiting. They whistle a welcome. Visit the shops tag. The merchants in their doctrine masks will accept echoes. I have so many questions. Oh my! Coffee and fuel drip from dragon teats. Who am I to question this? It's relatively cheap coffee. Might as well buy it up now. Think that's enough for a bribe and a trip over to Irem. Let's launch. Head a little bit easterly. Think we'll hit the Mangrove College. And then onward. Oh my. Ah, the Iron Republic. I wish we could spend more time exploring it. Ah well. Oh no. A Republican dreadnought. Oh, this is a terrible choice, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah. Oh man, he can actually turn as... Nope, can't quite turn as well as I can. Ha! You're mine. And I'm going to use up all my torpedoes, mostly to get this thing a little deader. And boom. And... missed. I guess they only have forward-mounted weapons on their little dreadnought. Also, it's not a very good dreadnought if a little corvette can take it out. Of course, with these sort of tactics, I think I could have taken it out in the... Oh! Could have probably taken it out with the smaller ship. Should actually check if there's something better in the shops. There must be by now. Oh, they've got aft-mounted weaponry. Or at least I think that's aft-mounted weaponry. Either way, Republican dreadnought destroyed. I mean, can I have that? Can I just have that ship? Can I just take that instead? Well, let's investigate the hold. An intriguingly lumpy sack. It's probably not a sack full of skulls. Aha, just more coffee. Well, not quite what we were looking for, but still relatively valuable. Well, onward, I should say, to the Mangrove College. We really do need to find a cook. And can we still not speak to... We can speak to this guy, finally! Yes! Yes, now is good, thank you. The ship's surgeon finds you. He's awake, citizen, and he's asking for you. The navigator has slept fitfully since he collapsed on the frost-found ice. New purpose. His sigil has grown. It reaches down to his cheek now. The skin it marks is pitted and gray. Captain, the ice told me the sigil's reflection was its opposite, or inverse. It doesn't matter. We must go north, north and north and north, to the avid horizon, to Void's approach. He struggles to rise. Where are my charts, my compass, my sounding line? Oh, we know where avid horizon is. Got a lot of people that need me to go north. A surprising amount, actually. A suspicious amount, I would say. Well, not that far away from the Mangrove College. We'll see what fun we can have here. And... not quite docking yet. It was a preemptive and. Sorry about that. And docked. Okay. Who do we got? Shady Sort for Guiders Mourn. I only have one Foxfire Candle, so I'm not going to be doing anything there. That requires fragments. Port report, of course. And that is about all well. Quick little not port report. Sort of a shore leave. Alright. Well, thank you very much for your time, and I shall see you all soon.